30 seconds and counting. 25 seconds and counting. We are still go. 20 seconds. Guidance alert. The guidance system now going internal. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Here to try to rectify the problem that's been plaguing us for the last couple of weeks in regards to volume on YouTube streams. And my producer discovered that, or had heard, or was told by a YouTube support rep that it might be a surround sound headphone issue. However, so we tested it without the headphones and with privately, and still had good audio regardless. Whoever's with us tonight, I would first of all feel free to identify yourself in chat. And secondly, let me know what phones turned up at the moment. So I'd like to see what your impression is. Is this going okay? So it could be described as choppy, according to Anton Nin. So we're having this happen again. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and kill the surround headphones now. I'm going to kill these surround headphones. Okay, the surround headphones are now killed. So I don't know. I'm hoping that hey, how's it going, Bubble Sculptor? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody is doing well tonight, and thanks very much for supporting us today and helping us with this problem. So now I have deactivated the surround headphones. I have no idea if that's going to have an impact. We've been told that it could. When we tested, however, on both sides, when we tested the issue on so it's choppy now. Is that right? Yeah, it's still choppy. Okay, let's go ahead and fire up a new OBS then. Fire up a new OBS stream and not have these headphones active at all. So we're up again. No idea. This will at least tell us if headphones are the issue. And if not, then we have something else. There's got to be another problem facing us besides just that. Nevertheless, let's see if the audio has changed at all. What's everybody's impression thus far? Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate the nice things that the folks have to say about the. Yep, still choppy. Yeah, that's what I was. Afraid. Um, okay. What the bloody hell? All right. Well, it's not an internet issue, but I'm because I'm in a completely different location. Yep. Yep. So, for a second it was, but now it's good. Somebody says sounds distinctly low fidelity. Just a moment. I'm gonna try something else just out of interest. Let's do yep, yep. We're gonna try something else here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dropping in and out still, okay. I'm sorry, go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, getting some choppy from multiple folks. Okay, I'm going to try something else. One moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So next one, Jordan. I know
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna sound daft. Can you exit Discord voice chat with me?
Mm-hmm.
Send a new link with you not connected to the Discord voice chat, and then just continue to talk. It's like that you split.
No, I don't think so. I'm right now I'm utilizing a huge internet pipe at this hotel. I mean, these guys have a colossal internet pipe. I can't imagine that. And even if
So about the bottleneck about the bottleneck for the hardware.
oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, well that makes sense.
Connection as a whole problem.
That makes sense. What are people's response? Okay, it sounds overdriven, but at least not choppy. Okay, there's just a little tinny. That's awesome right there. Some people say at least we're getting something better. And the reason is I've actually lots of trouble. Yeah, it's because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right.
It sounds better.
Yeah, well, the reason is because I'm using a different microphone. I'm using the Realtek audio mic off of the laptop rather than this mic here. That just indicates to me that it's a microphone problem. And we should get tinny sound off of the Realtek audio from the laptop. Just a minute. Let me try something else here. Let's try, hang on. Let's try this. 2, 3. No, I'm not getting anything on that. Almost nothing. Can any okay, I'll go through the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, the bizarre thing is, though, if this is the mic, then I should be having this problem with my recorded videos, and yet this is the best mic I've ever used for recording
The audio
videos.
I'm using now sounds better than the previous one.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So far, I think maybe this might be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we might, yep. Yep. I think well, no, bad now. Yes, no, bad no. Yeah, I know. I need to go ahead and update drivers and stuff like that, I'm sure. So we're gonna go ahead and do some of that as well. Yeah. And then people were saying it sounded good and then not so good, and then, uh, very strange indeed. Very strange indeed.
I think we've probably done as much testing as we can do without you actually on location. Maybe just finish this off answering some questions or something, Jordan.
All right, folks. I once again, I don't know. I'm not sure what this this situation is. We seem to still have issues. Obviously, it's pointing that we're having this. The tinny one is the best so far. So, in other words, the second one, is that correct? The second one. Okay. There is another possibility. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try something else here real quick. Bear with me. So you're going to see me go off again, and this time I'm going to go ahead and do a hard reboot and everything. Okay, Aaron? Sometimes it helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Any luck? You're hearing me? Okay. And some people saying it's better, but that sometimes and then okay. It is possible that the issue we had is that we had lots and lots of there are lots of updates that hadn't been put onto my yep. A lot of people seem to be having very positive, no chop, no clipping. Yep, there were the recommendation that we had to some folks is that okay, but it drops again. Some people are okay. We still having some issues. Um, but still, yeah, we're still getting it sounds a lot more positive than it was. At least people are still saying that it sounds pretty good. Some people saying that it sounds great. But there's a lot of updates. We didn't we didn't have a lot of updates that had not been there are a lot of updates that hadn't been put on my laptop. So it could be part of the we'll count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up, we just lost me there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. At least we're getting better. For a while, it was crystal, but now it's like smoked glass. Um, Yeah, I'll tell you, it's, well, the gargling is me. If you think you're hearing that issue with me, so we're definitely getting if it is network, then there's no way that that can be. That just can't be the case because we've checked I'm in a different location. This is a totally different internet connection, so it can't be that. Alright, so we're getting chop again. The video also gets choppy. And it's true. I'm seeing that as well. Okay. Now keep in mind, guys, over the last minute or so, the producer was doing a lot of tweaking to the stream. So it could be that that could be part of what of the issue that we have here. We're gonna try a different mic though. And guys, it has nothing to do I'm telling you, I've been in this is a totally different location. This is I'm 200 miles away from where I was on during my previous broadcast. It can't be internet. Well, yeah, that was yeah, that was an errand thing. That was an errand thing, right? That's the one you just sent me, right? Okay, I've got it. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm not using a Mac. So, yeah, it's still garbled. Yeah, okay. Um, boy, I am I so the video quality as well as the audio gets choppy. Yeah, yeah. Now that's 2 different cables, and I'll tell you, if the microphone was the issue, that means my recorded videos would be bad. Not. As a matter of fact, this is the best audio I've ever recorded on recorded videos. So it is bizarre. And I'll tell you, I understand I sold broadband internet for years and years and years. And I understand where you're coming from on the internet side, but I'm using 2 fat pipes, 2 different locations and getting precisely the same issue. That makes no sense. That makes 0 sense. If it were the same location, yeah, I would understand, but I am using fat pipe in one location and then moved to a hotel with also a and it would be the strangest coincidence in the world that this hotel, this Moxie that I'm staying at, would suddenly have an issue when all the other Moxies that I've ever broadcasted from have been great. So, yeah, that just doesn't make sense to me. Um, so yeah, again, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to a different mic just to see. Hang on. No, 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 no. Okay. Source, let's try again. Check, check. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do 3 different mic options, and I'm gonna ask everyone what you think it sounds like, and compared to each first one sounds like. Let's try the second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's number 2. Now let's try number 3. Here goes number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, from options 1, 2, and 3, which one sounds the best?
Two sounds the best to me.
And some people say 2 sounds choppy. So which one? We had 3. Some people saying 3, some people saying 2, some people even saying 1 sounded the best. Last one, 3. 3 ain't bad. 1, 3 okay, 2 better. Forgot 1. Try 3 again. I'm actually on 3 right now. Just so you know, we'll try 3 for a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
That one you're using right now does sound less choppy.
17, 18. 18, 19, 20. Some people are saying 1 sounded perfect. Let's try 1 again just for fun. Try 1 just for fun. By the way, that's the default. That's the one that's been having all the problems, supposedly. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's number 1. So people are saying leave it at 3. Um, 1 is really bad, some people are saying. Yeah, that's the response I've been getting overall, is that 1 sucks. Yep, I tend to agree. I think it probably is. That's the one I'm on right now. I'm gonna go back to 3, okay? Back to 3 I go. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute, that might be 2. Hang on, God, I'm getting confused. I'm getting confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The one that I'm on right now, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that one's bad. Okay. So that helps. That helps. Yes, I think okay, now I remember. One more time. So should be the best of them according to the general response I have thus far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Just keep, we'll try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anton, what's your, okay, this has reverb. You're saying that that's not it. Well, I'll tell you, the one that everybody said was horrific, that one is, that one doesn't seem to be it either. And that's all I've got left. So it appears that we still don't. Hold on. I've got one other option. Let's try. 1, 2, 7, 8. That's the one I'm on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna check something else here. No, that's digital video. Oh, bloody hell. Try one other thing. Video. Um, let's try changing a couple of these things. I'm going to go back to the original mic option that I had. And then I'm going to change some of these up. here. Let's turn off echo cancellation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This sounds good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this doesn't make any sense. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're getting some thumbs up here. All I did was turn off the echo cancellation. That's all I did. Okay. Is there noise suppression? Yes, there is. And that currently is on. Should I turn noise suppression off? What are people's thoughts on that? So this sounds pretty good the way it is. You're saying that it's okay. Perfect hands off, says Anton Nim. I tend to trust Anton's. I mean, we have lots of people who've been supporting the channel for a long time on this stream. By the way, guys, let me go ahead and say we've got 77 people, 79 people watching essentially me count numbers into a microphone. You guys are fantastic. You guys are awesome. I am so moved, seriously, that you guys are taking time out of your day to jump on this stream and help me fix my audio. I mean, seriously, thank you so much. I'm really moved that you guys have decided to help me with this. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, near as I can tell, people are saying very positive things. So yeah, Yep. For those who are here, if you want to do a Q&A at this point, so you actually get something out of this besides just listening to me count. Yep, that's all I did was turn off the echo cancellation, and that may indeed be the problem. So yeah, let's go ahead and experiment a bit more if you want. Let's do a bit of a Q&A for a few minutes. And hello, Unst. Thanks very much for checking in. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. Farouk, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Sounds like, yeah, amazing. Just a matter of echo cancellation being turned off. And I think we're all right at this point. Let me go ahead and make sure that I know where all the settings are and which microphone is turned on, etc. Yep. Okay. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Yep. I will not turn it back on. Echo cancellation will time. I am currently in York, in the north of England. Originally, the intention was for me to go over to my producer, to ASN's place, to do the launch these test flight 7 of Starship, but then it didn't happen. So I'll be doing that tomorrow instead. But I still need to fix this problem prior to the New Glenn launch. Jim, oh my God. Thank you, Jim. Jeez Louise. I don't know what to say. I am so moved, guys. Thank you so much. What are the drones? I think that at least a certain percentage of them are probe extraterrestrial probes. I really think that they are. I don't have absolute proof of that, but I think that I think there's a strong indication, given how long these orbs have been with us since the 1950s, way before we had any technology that could possibly explain them back then. And we have military footage taken of orb objects very similar to the ones that we have right now. So yeah, that's my opinion anyway. So yeah, we'll keep the questions coming. I'm more than happy to address those, since since we decided to go live tonight. The strange fog, yeah, that's weird. Burns, smells burnt, tastes toxic. All I can imagine, it depends on how widespread that was. But it could be some sort of chemical factory issue that just happened to transpire at the same time as there was a fog. But yeah, I saw that, and that's some weird stuff. The fog that tastes bad. Very strange indeed. Yes, my plan is to come to New Zealand to watch Rocket Lab launch when I go down to Australia. I definitely intend to go to New Zealand as well. So yeah, it'd be funny if the aliens are making drones that look like Earth technology just to troll us humans. Yes, that would be funny. Bear with me here. Just dump some strawberries on the ground. Ugh. Well, I'm glad that at least for now, we seem to have a rectified issue. I'm very happy. UK space development is still moving forward. We have a UK space flight company called Orbex. They intend to fly this year, and of course, Skyrora also intends to fly this year. Both of them flying out of Saxavord Spaceport. And then we have RFA, Rocket Factory Augsburg, also intending to fly this year. So we have a lot going on in Europe still. And Spain PLD Space, they intend to fly this year. So we got lots going on. Definitely. Did I see the 2 moonlanders launch? Any thoughts? Well, Spaceman, yes, I did. I intended to cover these missions as thoroughly as I covered the previous astrobotic missions and such that happened before. And so far, things are looking good. Both spacecraft now have established communication with mission control, with iSpace Mission Control, and with Firefly Aerospace. Both seem to be functioning correctly at the moment, but we still have a ways to go. I think it's a great idea to have SpaceX launch out of Australia. They got lots of coastline, obviously, but it all depends on how the people react. There's already some opposition beginning to swirl in Australia. The idea that rockets crashing into the ocean is going to be damaging to the sea life and that sort of thing, which is nonsense because we've had rockets crashing into the Atlantic Ocean for decades. And I've been critical of Elon and stuff like that for a long time, but I'm not going to be stupidly critical of him. There's no reason that Starship needs to be kept out of any particular area purely for environmental reasons. There are a number of different concerns besides just that. The amount of damage that, as long as it doesn't explode on the pad or something, the amount of environmental damage that Starship does is insignificant compared to the industrial damage done by so many other things in human civilization. No reason why Starship needs to get any more unwanted attention than that. And like I say, I'm not just watching the Starship launch, I'm covering it tomorrow. I'll be covering that launch, and I'm looking forward to covering that. Why do moon probes need weeks and months to reach the moon? And Johnny, they do have they don't have a lot of fuel. They are relying more on gravity slingshot flybys of the Earth. Quite a number of them actually, gradually increasing their orbit more and more and more until they can eventually get to a translunar injection orbit. You need a more powerful rocket to blast something as heavy as these 2 probes that Falcon 9 just launched to put them on a more direct trajectory. If a Falcon Heavy or if Vulcan Centaur with maybe 3 or 4 solid rocket boosters had launched these 2 probes instead of a Falcon 9, they could have gotten there a lot quicker. But it would have cost tens of millions of dollars more to fly with a Vulcan Centaur or a Falcon Heavy. So they went cheap. They went real cheap. Former WorldCom engineer. How about that? I actually worked for WorldCom for 8 years. Actually MCI, and then MCI was gobbled up by WorldCom. But yeah, I did a lot of did a lot of broadband stuff and telecommunication stuff in my career, over 20 years worth actually. So let's see here, SpaceX Greenland operation. Um, what else do we? Yeah, the bleaching of the Great Barrier Reef, indeed, and none of that was caused by rockets. It caused by other environmental damage. John, thank you so much for the tenor. I really appreciate that. And yes, it is going to be an early day tomorrow. Definitely a very early day. Hey, that's great news, Tree Spire. I hope that's the case. That would be great if the Barrier Reef is making a comeback. I'd love to hear that. Guys, I'm so moved that you've decided to help me out super chat wise. Like I say, all this was just testing my mic and trying to fix it. And so many people showed up to help out. And so now let's go ahead and keep the questions coming and discussion points of discussion. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Electric propulsion devices, very efficient, small thrust. Yeah, that's true. Ion engines, as they are sometimes also called, with only solar panels being used to power them, you don't get much thrust. You just get lots of efficiency. But if you have a nuclear power plant behind them, behind an electrical power system, an NEP, nuclear electric propulsion, then you get a lot more thrust. Any of Apollo faked? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me tell you why. If there's anybody, and like I say, everybody please be tolerant of folks who don't necessarily know everything about the Apollo missions, and believe me, some actually very convincing arguments and stories and documentaries have been put forward to make us think that it sounds like it might have been faked or whatever. Why would the Soviets have collaborated on faking a moon mission? Why would in the middle of the Cold War, why would the Soviet Union have helped us? And the Soviet Union tracked the Apollo missions all the way to the moon and all the way back. They tracked them on radar. They had spacecraft orbiting the moon at the time. And if there was anything that had been faked in the Apollo missions, the Russians would have known about it, and they would have made that completely public to humiliate the United States. So yeah, definitely nothing was faked in the Apollo mission. Certainly there was, some models and simulated stuff used for documentaries and that sort of thing, but NASA didn't try to pass anything off as being real that was fake. Definitely not. And like I say, the proof to me is the fact that the Soviets would have had to have been completely complicit in something like that, and obviously they weren't. And also, of course, my uncle George worked at the Cape all the way through the Apollo program. And he definitely didn't think that. Why orange orbs everywhere? Well, you know what? I've got a video about that. I think that they are, some of them, a small percentage of them, are extraterrestrial probes being powered by some sort of electromagnetic drive. That's my opinion, because it fits with the technology, it fits with their behavior, it fits with everything that we've seen thus far from them, and it also fits if you consider that we've been unable to intercept them, unable to capture them, that sort of thing. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, there's no, the Soviets didn't have anything too fake aside from their robotic landings that were made, and a lot of those were extremely successful. Actually, the Soviets had a very successful space program overall. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be releasing a video about the Salyut 6 space station, which is one of the most successful space stations ever launched, the first truly international space station, because many astronauts from all over the world actually went up to that space station at a time that NASA didn't let any non-Americans on any space missions in those days. But the Soviets actually let people from a number of different countries go up to Salyut 6. So I'm going to be talking about that. And what will happen if China sets up in a shop in Shackleton versus will they claim a vast region? Absolutely, they will. Absolutely, they will. And we need to make sure that they don't have any capability to even try to pull something like that, which means we need to beat them to the moon first. And this isn't just based on paranoia about the communist Chinese. Not at all. This is based on their previous behavior. This is what they do. They have a huge reputation for grabbing territory that does not belong to them. They've done it over and over again in the South China Sea and Southeast Asia, and they will do it on the moon too. Intercontinental passenger travel. Well, you know what? Actually, if we're talking suborbital intercontinental travel, yes, the Japanese are making a space plane that will be capable of that. Very interesting stuff. And actually, Virgin Galactic are designing a Spaceship 3 or Spaceship 4, something like that. That will also have that capability. Do I think New Glenn will fly? I think they got a good chance. Yeah, I think they probably have figured out a lot of their issues. Of course, assuming there's no weather or something like that. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. We've added thousands and thousands of subscribers in just a couple of weeks because of the success of a recent UAP video. So a lot of these folks, some of those folks may be with us right now. And if so, welcome. Thanks for joining the channel. New NASA administrator, great guy. Jared's a great guy. I think he is a very enthusiastic administrator, a very dedicated administrator, and I think he's going to be very fair too. I really think that he's not the kind of guy who's going to do whatever Elon tells him to do. I think that he's going to make decisions that make sense. He's a sensible businessman, a very sensible businessman. He knows the industry, he knows the technology, and I think that he will make the decisions, the best decisions to get the United States to the moon as rapidly as possible. I believe that. I have some faith in Mr. Isaacman. I think he's a very good man. When will disclosure happen? Never. Unless they're forced to, unless the government is forced to for some reason. I can't imagine that disclosure will, that the government will voluntarily tell us the truth about UAPs unless there's something to force them to do it. Thoughts on BO's launch coverage and communication. FM, I'm actually pleased. I thought that they would keep it all secret and not show us anything. And they actually did go public, and I'm happy about that. I'm pleasantly surprised because I really thought they weren't going to show us anything. I sent questions actually to the head of their PR department, and he had responded to me on other things and asked him, "Look, are you going to go public? Aren't you really need to go public? You've got lots of fans that want to see New Glenn fly," and I didn't get a response at all. Robert, thank you so much. Really appreciate your support. And yeah, it'd be great. Any Patreon supporters I can get, I'll tell you that makes a big difference. Without my Patreon folks, I'd be dead meat. All that is in the description, by the way. But yeah, I couldn't keep this channel going without Patreon folks. But the super chats I'm getting tonight, that's a huge benefit as well. So thanks so much. Yeah, you know what? I need to do something on Skylab as well. Boy, I'm glad to hear that people are saying the audio is good. That just blows my mind that ticking that one little box actually made a big difference. That's super, super exciting indeed. So, okay. Any other, hello, Andrew, to Nome, Alaska. Way out there. My sister lived in Anchorage for a long time, actually. She lives in Oregon now, but she lived in Anchorage for a while, Hawaii for a while. Yeah. Kind of any other questions, any other topics for discussion that anybody would like? Definitely, yeah, Dr. Stephen Greer, I'm definitely like to read more of what he's doing. I I absolutely have not, checked into all of this as thoroughly as I should. And that's something I'd like to change, obviously. It's I wanted to make sure that I didn't go completely down the UFO rabbit hole, though, because that's a full-time job. Covering every major UFO issue that crops up anywhere in the world, that is a full-time job, and that's something that I can't do. All I can do is pick and choose amongst some of the biggest stories and try to make them different. Talk about the scientific aspects of what we're seeing, or talk about the historical aspects of them. Like if we see an outbreak of UFO sightings in New Jersey, has that ever happened before? And by the way, I'm going to be doing something on Germany soon. Any chance we're being lied to about the odds of an Apophis hit? Um, I don't know if they're intentionally lying, but we're not getting the whole truth. It's to completely rule it out and to say there's no chance at all of Apophis hitting Earth is absurd. It absolutely could happen. As close as Apophis is coming to our planet, the closest that any asteroid of significant size has passed in recorded history. Not good. And it's something that should not be underestimated. A minor trajectory shift, a year, 2 years ahead of time, or even a few months ahead of time, if a large enough asteroid were to strike Apophis, or even an asteroid coming relatively close that has a gravitational effect on Apophis. Any of these things could shift its trajectory just a little bit, and it would take a tiny trajectory shift. For example, you know how the scientific community likes to tell us over and over and over again that just a little bit of outgassing from the huge object of Oumuamua, which by the way was smaller than Apophis, all right, but a little bit of outgassing, according to astronomers, would have pushed it as much as 100,000 kilometers off course. So we're being told. And that, and it's not necessarily a comet that can happen with. Any sort of ice buried deep inside an asteroid could make that kind of trajectory shift. Apophis is coming way closer to Earth than 100,000 kilometers. And NASA expects us to believe that what happened with Oumuamua could not happen with this object. That is to say, if we are to believe what astronomers say, and that now gassing could cause 100,000 kilometer shift, which by the way, it could if it was outgassing with the Oumuamua, which it wasn't, but nevertheless, because if it was outgassing to that degree, we would have seen it, which we didn't. So anyway, Tommy C, thank you so much. Boy, your fifth super chat. What if China reaches first the Apollo type and SpaceX comes a year later with capability of moving hundreds of tons, going to move the Chinese flag a few kilometers away? They could, but at the same time, China could regard that as an act of war. We, definitely, if SpaceX delivers a much bigger infrastructure, a colossal infrastructure to the moon, and China is unable to do the same thing, then yeah, we could definitely overpower their presence on the moon. But at the same time, of course, as we all know, China's building their own Starship clone. And so if they get there first with an expendable rocket and then use their Starship clone to start bringing a much larger infrastructure to the moon, just a grim situation indeed. Here's another thank you so much, BPM. Are these UAPs we're seeing over America extra dimensionals? I haven't seen anything from the orbs that I've observed anyway in this footage to suggest to me that it's transdimensional stuff. To me, it looks like something that's very much in our own dimension, utilizing technology that's beyond current human capability, but definitely within our theoretical understanding. I haven't seen anything yet to suggest that it's transdimensional. I'm not saying it can't be, Sure, maybe, but I haven't seen anything to indicate that this is something extraordinary aside from extraordinary, obviously extraterrestrials coming to visit us, to probe our planet. That's extraordinary, but it doesn't require extraordinary technology. It requires advanced technology, but only just beyond maybe a century beyond where we are right now. And with all these videos coming on the brink of disclosure of extraterrestrial life, I don't think that we're on the brink of disclosure. I really don't. Not unless there's a big mass sighting that gets caught on lots and lots and lots of cell phone cameras. If we get something like that, then it may force the issue. But like a Phoenix Lights incident, for example, today, if there was a Phoenix Lights incident transpiring tonight in Phoenix, then you would have hundreds and hundreds of cameras examining it. That might force a disclosure. So yeah. Oh, orbital mechanics. Sure, I'd be happy to do that. There's been a lot of work done on orbital mechanics between Earth, Moon, and Mars. But sure, I'm happy to do that. As a matter of fact, I was considering doing an episode entirely about orbital mechanics, just so people get a better understanding of what the hell I'm talking about when I talk about delta V and terms like that. Sure, by all means. Still, the opinion Starship will not be used to Artemis for refueling. No, actually, Firestick, I don't think that at all. I think that Starship will be used for Artemis. I just don't think it's going to take over the entire job anytime real soon. I think that it will do the lunar Starship job, the landing astronauts on the moon portion. I think that will happen then by 2027 on the schedule that it's supposed to, or 2028. But taking over the entire job might be a lot more difficult. So it's a part of NASA's normal activities to be conservative. Any announcement, very true regarding threats in space because they have the little ability to verify. Very true indeed. Pulsar fusion, good question, Robert. I need to be fair, I haven't followed up aggressively with them recently, so I absolutely need to do that. Oh, you've seen them in Denmark as well. Well, interesting. I'm going to be releasing a video about this topic soon. Germany just gave the thumbs up to the Luftwaffe, if that's what they call it these days. If they don't, I'm sorry. I think it's still called that. But in any event, to shoot down any UAPs that trespass over military bases. The German Air Force now has the green light to shoot down UAPs. So I have to admit, that's a little disconcerting. So is it, what does that mean? I'm really not certain. Is Sierra Space still developing Dream Chaser? They are indeed. It's just not going as fast as we all would like. One of the big problems is the FAA issue. The FAA still has not given them the go ahead, which is really, really frustrating. Could Dream Chaser be upgraded even further than the planned crewed version? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think so. I absolutely believe that Sierra Space has some big, big ambitions when it comes to that. I'm going to take two more questions real quick, and then we'll go ahead and close for the evening. Yeah, that's true. I'll be covering that launch. The assuming that Thursday the launch actually happens on Thursday, I'll be covering that. Why am I so angry? The reason I'm so angry for two reasons. Number one, NASA doesn't get the funding that they should and the support they should to get the job done. I think that they're very important to mankind's future, and they're not getting the support they need. But number two, even though they should be getting more support, they're wasting a lot of that money. That money is being wasted far too often on programs and inefficiency. Boeing being the worst offender out of all of those. the old way of doing things, the old boys network, and that needs to change. We need to have more innovation, and we need to have uh, a much greater effort put into cost cutting, to doing more with less. And SpaceX has already done a lot of that, but we need to have more companies doing the same. And I think that we are indeed doing it. Do I like SpaceX or Blue Origin? Right now, I like SpaceX better than Blue Origin because they've accomplished a lot more. But we'll see what happens with Blue Origin. That could change sometime soon. So, and retrofit a nuclear fission drive. That's an interesting idea. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work on. Let's one thing. Could Falcon replace its Merlin engines to Raptors 3 on the first stage and 1 on the second stage? Maybe. I'm not sure exactly what sort of stress those big Raptors would put on a non-stainless steel structure. It'd probably be all right, though. I would say it's possible, but at the same time, I think Falcon 9 would it would take a lot of time and effort to re-engineer Falcon 9 to go with a completely different propulsion system. And honestly, I don't think that Falcon 9 will be around long enough to do that. I think it'll be around for at least another 5 to 10 years, but it's going to be replaced by new rockets very soon, Starship being the primary one of those rockets. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me this evening and helping me fix this problem. It seems like we have this rectified in a few hours. I'll be back to cover the Blue Origin New Glenn launch here. Looking forward to that. So make sure to keep your eyes open and stay tuned. And until next time, stay angry about space.